One of the constant challenges of leadership is knowing where to focus. There are always way too many demands and way too little time. A while back, I heard a speaker talk about how she evaluates her upcoming year by looking at what she did last year. She takes her best 20% of work and tries to make it 80% of her work for this upcoming year. Well, that was totally brilliant. But there was a slight problem for me. How would I know what my best 20% was? So this is what I did to evaluate by looking over what I did this past year, and you can do this too. The first area is fit. This is looking at your skills and passion. How much did what you do align with your skills? Were you doing something that felt like it was coming naturally, maybe even to the point that you didn't have to think about it? Was it an area that you found interesting? Make a list of the things that you do that seem to come naturally. A great way to think through this is to reflect on what you naturally did as a kid, or what you choose to do in your free time when there aren't responsibilities or obligations weighing on you. What are some common elements that you see? The second circle is that of feelings. Think about what brought you joy and fulfillment this year. Your feelings are a huge clue as to where your best work will lie. When your joy bucket is filled, you get energized, you love what you do, and you naturally try to get better at it. The third circle is that of fruit. This is talking about the fruit of your labor, your own personal development and growth. When you look at yourself, where do you feel like you're growing and stretching and want to be developed? What successes in your life have brought a sense that you're growing as a person or in your skills? Now this is all well and good because now you have a very handy-dandy Venn diagram by which to evaluate what you do best. And you can even color in the middle and go, hooray, here's my sweet spot. But wait, there's more. There's another half of the entire equation we haven't even looked at yet. Because if you look at this, what's the common factor? That's right, it's all about you. And life is not all about you. Sorry to burst your bubble if you thought otherwise. Yes, you are an important part of this exercise since we are talking about what you do best. But there's another very important part about focus. And that's your environment or organization, what's around you. So let's take this little diagram and turn it so we can create layers. That diagram that we drew is looking at your sweet spot from your point of view. The next layer is looking at what's around you. It could be your organization, your community, or whatever environment you're using as a lens for this exercise. For simplicity, I'll just call it your context. That circle of fit applies to your context too. Fit is not just about what you're good at, but it's also about what the organization needs, what fits the organization. If you're really good at painting a house, but it really needs someone who's a plumber, that's obviously not going to work. Hopefully your job is not such a great mismatch, or you probably wouldn't have been hired, but the reality is that there are always aspects of work that aren't a great fit. So it's okay if the things you don't enjoy are a small part of your job, but if it's the 80% of what you do, then it's time for a serious look to see if you're in the right place. The area of feelings makes sense when you think about your own personal feelings, but how does it apply to your context? In this case, ask, how do people feel about you? What kind of feedback are you getting from them? Are you receiving affirmation that you're in the right place? It's looking at the response that those around you are giving. But remember to take feedback from those people that you know really have your best interests in mind. The third circle is that of fruit. What is the fruit in terms of the impact that you're making on others? How have you contributed to the mission and goals of your organization or context? Some of these results are quantifiable. Maybe there's a metric by which your success is evaluated. And others might be more subjective. So look at the ways that you have had results in your context. Now we have two diagrams here, and when you overlay them, then what you have in the middle is your area of focus. Looking at the fit, feelings, and fruit, whether from a personal or context point of view, this is where your best work recently has been. And then it's a matter of thinking, how can you do more of this in the future and make it 80% of your job? The more you can align what you do with this area of focus, the more you will propel your growth, impact, and satisfaction. And the more you will be able to do what you do best in the future. Don't forget to sign up at strategysketchnotes.com to receive the latest videos in your inbox. This is Angela Yee, signing off.